We are going to divide this video into largely two parts. In the first part, we are going to discuss about the analytical aspects of the paper. What was the difficulty level compared to other papers? How many easy questions were there? How many moderate questions were there? How many difficult questions were there? Then we'll move on to topic-wise distribution. Like if I look into any question, from which area or section of mathematics were those questions asked? And thirdly, we are going to move towards a detailed discussion from question to question basis, where I'm going to discuss the nitty-gritties of solving that question and how to develop your problem solving technique. So let us start with it. So if I look into this paper, what I understand is most of the questions fall into the category of easy to moderate. So I was unable to find a question that was too difficult or in a difficult category. So out of whatever questions we could get, out of those questions, what I could observe is around 12 questions are there in easy category and around 9 to 10 questions were there in nothing but moderate category. So largely you can term this paper as a simple paper compared to other attempts. And you can see that the 30th January shift 1 paper behaved in a similar manner. I would consider that paper is easier than this paper because this paper had few questions which are based on mixed concepts. Now if I talk about the distribution of the question among topic, so in this I could find one question on trigonometry, one on stats. And you can see that the lion's share still went to the calculus part and the algebra part as it should be. But largely based on whatever questions we could receive, we do not find any questions of coordinate geometry. Probably it is there in the paper. We are unable to receive it. And you can see that the vectors in 3D were still around those 3-4 questions that are usually there. I think there might be one more that we have not got. So largely you can see the paper is in a balanced format only based on last 2-3 years. The difficulty level seems to be on a simpler side. Now if I jump on to the category of questions, the first category of questions were the easy questions in the paper, and what I've done is I've arranged this in the similar order like you do a 2-year course. We start with algebra, then trigonometry, algebra, coordinate geometry, calculus, vectors in 3D and calculus. So if I start with the first question, this question is quite a simple question. This question talks about alpha and beta that are between 0 and pi by 2. And they have given this relation and asked what is the ratio of these two terms. Now this is very simple. If you apply simple formula, I think a board student would also be able to attempt this. So if I open sine alpha plus beta, this is I'm going to get. And if I open the second part, it is sine alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sine beta. Now if you can see that this part and this part and this part and this part will get simplified, and what we are getting is nothing but sine alpha cos beta will be equal to minus 5 times cos alpha sin beta. And if we rearrange the terms, this can be written as tan alpha, and the right hand side will become minus 5 times tan beta. If I talk about the value of k, it is equal to minus 5. That is nothing but option 1. Again, a very simple question based on trigonometry. I think any student who has done something in class 11 will be able to do this. If I move towards next question, it talks about SK, that is the sum of the first k terms of the sequence. Now this sequence, if you clearly observe, is nothing but 3, then 7 is coming, common difference is 4, then 11, 4. So this is nothing but an AP. So if I want to write the value of SK, now here SK is nothing but, it would be equal to nothing but A n by 2 or k by 2 twice of A plus k minus 1 into d. Into d here is nothing but 4. So now next what I can do in this question is I can simplify this. So the 2 will get cancelled out. What we get is 3, and here it will become 2k minus 2. So the value that we are getting is nothing but k into 2k plus 1. And if I put k is equal to 1, you can see rightly we are getting our answers as well. So this we have got in the next step or second step. Since we have found this value as 2k square plus k, let us apply summation over it from k equal to 1 to n. So this becomes nothing but 2k square plus k. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the value of this part. So if I do it, what I get is 2 times summation of k square plus summation of k. And now we know the value of summation of k square. It is nothing but n into n plus 1 to n plus 1 by 6. We will get the value as twice of n into n plus 1 to n plus 1 by 6 plus n into n plus 1 by 2. If I solve it further, what you will observe that in the third step, we can put this value of summation of sk in this inequality, and if I do so, this becomes 6 upon n into n plus 1, and this value if I put, it becomes nothing but n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 3 plus n into n plus 1 by 2, and this lies between 40 and 42. Now what you can see is this n into n plus 1 by 2, we can cancel it out in all the terms. And if I take my LCM, what am I getting here is nothing but 2n plus 1 into 2 plus 3 by 6, and this is smaller than 42. So this 6 and 6 will get cancelled out. Our 40, so now here if I simplify, this is 4n plus 2 plus 3, and this is between 40 and 42. So your 4n will lie between nothing but 35 and 37. So n, as you can see from here, is nothing but between 35 by 4 and 37 by 4. So you can see that the value of n only possible is nothing but 36 by 4, that comes out to be 9. Now in this next question, the question talks about two GPs. In the first GP, the first term is a and the third term is nothing but b. So from here the value of r comes out to be b by a raised to the power 1 by 2. And they are talking about the 11th term. So 11th term is nothing but a r raised to the power 10. So this becomes a r raised to the power 10. So this becomes nothing but 10 by 2. So you can see that this becomes b by a raised to the power 5. This we are getting. In the second part of the question, they are talking about pth term of a GP whose first term is a and fifth term. The fifth term will become a r raised to the power 4 is b. So from here, if you want the value of r, it comes out to b by a raised to the power 1 by 4. And if I write the pth term, it is nothing but a r raised to the power p minus 1. So that becomes nothing but a into b by a raised to the power p minus 1 by 4. Now in the third part, they are saying that let us compare both of these terms. That means pth term and the 11th term are equal. So if I find this out, this is, let us write this here t. So this becomes nothing but a b by a raised to the power p minus 1 by 4 is equal to nothing but a into b by a raised to the power 5. A and a will get cancelled out. And if I compare the powers, what we have got is nothing but this. So the value of p becomes nothing but 21. Extremely simple question. Now this is an extremely simple question. What they are asking is, if I draw the tree diagram, either bag A will come or B will come. The probability is 1 by 2, 1 by 2. And then white ball is coming. So this branch will happen at 3 by 10. This branch will happen at 2 by 5. So this is what is happening. So bag A then. So what they're saying is, probability that bag A, white ball from bag A is chosen. So what we will have to do is, first we'll have to choose bag A, and from bag A we will have to choose white ball. So the answer to this question becomes 1 by 2 into 3 by 10. This comes out to be nothing but 3 by 20. Extremely simple question. If I look into this next question, it is again a very simple question. Question talks about a paper that has 3 sections, A, B and C, and a student wants to answer 15 questions in such a manner that each section contributes at least 4 questions. So now we can see that this section C has only 4 questions, so all 4 will come. This, now we can make cases here because both of these sections in a combined manner should contribute 11 questions. Now that is what we need to do. So what I need to do is, out of these total 8 and 6, what I need to do is I need to take 11 questions in total, because this all 4 needs to be chosen. There is no way around it. So if I solve this problem, how it can be done is basically, from the first one, from the second one, I can take 6. So this is A, this is B. From the second one, I have chosen 6. So from the first one, I will have to take 5. And then I can keep reducing this. This becomes 6. And this can go up till 4. And in that scenario, this will become 7. And that is possible because in total 8 questions are there. So these are the 3 possible cases corresponding to the first one. The answer would be 8C5 into 6C6. The next one becomes nothing but 8C6 into 6C5. and the last one becomes nothing but 7c6 into 6c4. If I calculate and add them, what I get is nothing but 344. That is nothing but option B. Now if I move towards next question, it talks about a system of equation, and they are saying that different conditions are given based for unique, infinite, inconsistent, infinite solutions. Now we can see that there are two things that need to be found. The first thing is nothing but delta. If I want to find delta, it is going to be nothing but 1, 1, 1, 1, 2 lambda square and 1, 3 lambda. Now we can see that in order to do this, I can do a very simple thing. I can open it along the first row. So along this, I'm opening it up. So it becomes nothing but 2 lambda minus 3 lambda square minus of lambda minus lambda square, and the third part will become nothing but 3 minus 2. You can see from here what we are getting is 2 lambda minus 3 lambda square minus lambda plus lambda square plus 1. So this becomes minus 2 lambda square plus lambda plus 1. Now this is what the value of delta is. Now this is delta. Now what we need to do is see this delta. Now if I find the roots of this equation, let us see what is the value of lambda that we are getting. It is minus 1 plus minus root of b square minus 4a and c into c by 2a. So if I simplify, this comes out to be minus 1 plus minus. This becomes 3 by minus 4. And if I take plus sign from here, it becomes 3 minus 1, 2. 2 by minus 4 is minus 1 by 2. So this is one of the possible values. And another possible value will come when I take minus sign. Then it becomes minus 4 by minus 4. That is nothing but 1. So there are two values for which this delta will become 0. And whenever delta becomes 0, there is not going to be a unique solution. So you can see that in this case, this first option becomes wrong. Now it will have infinitely many solutions or no solutions. So this option can still be correct. This can still be correct. This can still be correct. Okay. So for that, we also need to figure out what is the value of mu. So now in order for this to become infinite solutions, I will have to find the value of delta x. And for that, I will skip the x part and write the remaining 1, 2, 3, 1 lambda square lambda and 5, 9 mu. See, now for infinitely many solutions, this also should become equal to 0. From delta y, if I write, it becomes 1, 1, 1, 1 lambda square lambda, 5, 9 mu. And this should also become equal to 0. And for delta z, if I write delta z, z wala part we will leave. It is 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3 and 5, 9 mu. They should. If all of them are 0, it will have infinitely many solutions. And in the case that, let us say one of them is not 0 for some value, then it will not have infinite solutions. You can see here that if I just put lambda equal to 1, this delta y is becoming 0. So lambda equal to 1 is an important value. Around that we can check, and it is somewhat beneficial to check this delta 3 as well. So if I open this up along this first column, let us see what do I get. So if I open it, it becomes nothing but 2 mu. And I guess instead of this, it would be more beneficial if I open this up along this third one, because we just want to find the value of mu only. So 1 into 9 minus 10 minus 3 into 9 minus 5 and plus mu into 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. So this becomes minus 1 minus 3 into 4 plus mu is equal to 0. So this is nothing but mu comes out to be 13. So you can see that if I put 13 and mu lambda equal to 1, my delta x, delta y and delta z are becoming 0. If I just check delta x for that value, I will get my answer. So let us put this value and check delta x. So if I check delta x, let us see what do I get. I am getting 1, 2, 3, that part is fine. Then this becomes 1, 1, 1, this is also fine. And 5, 9 and 13. This is what we are getting. So once I have done this, now let us check out the value. If I open it along, let us say that this part, this becomes 3 into 9 minus 5, 4, minus 1 into 9 minus 10, and plus 13 into 1 minus 2. And if I simplify, this becomes 12. This is minus 1 into minus 1. This is nothing but minus 13. You can see that this also comes out to be 0. So you can see that when lambda is equal to 1, mu is equal to 13, delta x, delta y, delta z becomes 0. And delta also became 0. So this is the condition for infinite solution. And hence you have got your answer. Now if I move to the next question, this next question talks about vectors. Now in this vector question, what they are saying is a vector cross b vector is equal to 2. Mod of a is equal to 1. We have to find the value of this part. Right? If I open this up, and this is extremely simple question, it is a vector b vector whole square. Whole square means mod of that whole square plus mod of a whole square, and minus 2 times a vector dot a vector cross b vector. Now see, these are two perpendicular vectors, so this part becomes 0. Now this will become nothing but 4, this will become nothing but 1. So the answer comes out to be 5. Extremely simple question. We can get answer like in 30 seconds. If I move further, another vector based question is given, and this is also extremely easy. So what they have given us is the value of a vector dot b vector, and then they have given us this a vector. They have given the angle between a vector and b vector is nothing but pi by 4. Then they want us to calculate the value of alpha square beta square. So if I just take this and square it, it will become nothing but 1 alpha square beta square. And once you have seen this alpha square beta square, this is something we need also. So whatever we are seeking, it is nothing but mod of a whole square minus 1. You can see that in order to get this, and now this part is fine only. If in order to get this, we'll want the value of mod of a. For this, the next step comes into picture. See, if I write this a vector dot b vector is equal to 3 root 2. This will be mod of a, mod of b. Cos of angle between them, that is given as pi by 4, is 3 root 2. Now this part is fine. Mod of b they have already given us root 6. This becomes 1 by root 2. This is nothing but 3 root 2. Now we can see that if I find the mod of a, it is nothing but 3 into 2 by roots 3 into 2. So this becomes root 6 again. So we have got the value of a also. Now in the third part, if I want the value of alpha square plus beta square, now I can get it because this is nothing but 6 minus 1, that becomes 5. Now let us come back to the question. The question says alpha square plus beta square into a vector cross b vector ke mod ka whole square. This is what they are asking us to find. So this first part has come out as 5. The next part is nothing but this whole square. So this would be nothing but mod of a whole square, mod of b whole square, and sine of pi by 4 whole square. So this becomes 5, this becomes 6, this is given also as 6, and this becomes 1 by 2. So you can see that this will become 3. And now what we are getting is 6 into 5 is nothing but 30, and 30 into 3. So your answer becomes nothing but 90. So extremely simple question based on straightforward calculations, nothing very difficult in that. If I move further, and if I look into this next question, they are talking about 3 straight lines, but they have given the equation of these straight lines in vector form. It is not given in Cartesian form. We can write it so, but still it is, I don't think it is required. So what they are saying is L1 is perpendicular to L2, fine, and L3 is perpendicular to L1 and L2. Then find the value of LMN. So you can see that since L3 is perpendicular to L1 and L2, so for if I take the direction ratios of L1, dr of L1, and then I take dr of L2 and cross multiply them, I should get a vector that is perpendicular to both. This is the thinking process I am going to adopt. This is the simplest one. If I want to do so, you can see that I will come, j will come, k will come. The direction ratios for the L1 part is nothing but 1, minus 1, 2. But when I do it for the second one, what I get is 3, 1 and p. So if I do not know p, I won't be able to get this value. So first we'll have to find the value of p. For finding the value of p, they have given us the first condition, that is L1 is perpendicular to L2. So let us move to the second part. So if I take dot product of their direction ratios, so 3 into 1 minus 1 plus 2p, this should be equal to 0. So this is nothing but 2 plus 2p is equal to 0. The value of p comes out to be minus 1. If I put minus 1 here, I should get my answer. So I, j, k, 1 minus 1, 2, 3, 1 minus 1. Let us open it out and get our answer. So it will be I cap into 1 minus 2 minus j cap into minus 1 minus 6 and plus k cap into 1 plus 3. So if I do so, this is minus I cap plus 7 j cap plus 4 k cap. So you can see that what is the possible values? Minus 1, 7 and 4. So that is nothing but option 1. This is nothing but the possible values of dr. We can take any multiple of this as well, but even that is not there in the options. So this is the only answer. If I move towards the next question, this next question talks about a function, and you can see now we have transited from questions of vectors in 3D to questions of calculus. So this question of calculus talks about a function x minus 2 whole square into x minus 3 whole cube. X belongs to 1, 4. M and M denotes the maximum minimum values of the function. So what we want to find is nothing but global maxima and minima in 1, 4. And this we should understand. So what is the process in doing so? We will find f dash of x. It comes out to be 2 times x minus 2 into x minus 3 whole square plus 3 times x minus 2 whole square into x minus 3 whole square. And now what we are going to do is we are going to intelligently take x minus 2 into, this is whole cube, sorry, into x minus 3 whole square common, and we are left with 2 also we cannot take. This is nothing but 2 into x minus 3, and from here 3 into x minus 2. Why we are doing so? Because we will apply first derivative test in order to find local maxima and local minima. That is the first thing we are going to do. So I am going to write it down. Let us see what are the possible values we are getting. And this becomes 2x minus 6 plus 3x minus 6. And if I simplify, it is x minus 2, x minus 3 whole square. So this becomes nothing but 5x minus 12. So now what we are going to do next is we are going to draw the wavy curve diagram. So there is one very important point 2, then there is 3. And 12 by 5 will be slightly greater than 2, but smaller than 3. So we will start from here. Since the power is even, we'll touch and come back. Power is odd will cross, power is odd will cross. Plus, minus, plus, plus, minus, plus. You can see that there are 2 points that are critical. That is nothing but 2 and 12 by 5. These are the 2 important points. Now what they want is the value between 1 and 4. And coincidentally, both of these, all of these 3 points lie in that duration. But here there is no maximum minima coming. Here you can see the slope is positive than negative. So this is the point of local maxima. The second one is the point of local minima. So now in the third step, since we want global maxima, global minima, we will check the value of the function at all of these points. We will check at the endpoints first, 1, 4. Then we'll check at 2. And then we'll check at nothing but 12 by 5. And this will, and the minimum of these will become our maxima, minima, and maximum will become maxima. So if I put 1 here, you can see it becomes minus 1 whole square, that is 1. And then minus 2 to minus 8. This is what I'm getting. In the second part, if I put 4, it is 4 minus 2. So that will become 2 square, that is nothing but 4 and into 1. And if I put 2, it becomes 0. And nothing. If I put 12 by 5 here, let us see what am I getting. So 12 by 5 minus 2 whole square into 12 by 5 minus 3 whole cube. So if I do this, this becomes nothing but 10. So this will become 4 by 25. And this will become nothing but 15. So minus 3 will come. So minus 27 by 25. You can see that this value is small, but not smaller than the endpoint. So our value, two important, maximum value would be nothing but 4 only. And minimum value would be nothing but minus 8 only. So you can see your answer is coming at the endpoints. So if I take this 4 and subtract the minima value, that is minus 8, I will get 12 as my answer, which is nothing but answer to this question. Okay, so it is very important. In case of global maxima, global minima, you will have to check points at the endpoints. Otherwise, your answer will come out to be wrong. If I look into this next question, it talks about area bounded by this parabola and this straight line. So first let us draw, because that is the first step in doing any area question. First we have to draw the diagram. So it is nothing but y square is equal to 4x. So you can see that your vertex will come at a point 1, 2. So it would be something like this. It is a shifted parabola like this. And this vertex is nothing but 1, 2. This is what is happening. So once you have drawn this, then we will draw this straight line. You can see that this straight line has a positive slope. And if I draw it, let us find first the point of intersection. So if I replace x here, this becomes nothing but y minus 2 whole square is equal to 2y minus 4 minus 1. And if I simplify, this is y square minus 4y plus 4 is equal to 2y minus 5. So this becomes y square minus 6y plus 9 equal to 0. And you can see from here that this is nothing but x minus 3 whole square. So what is happening is this line is nothing but a tangent and it is touching the curve at a point, and that point is nothing but 3. So let us also draw this. So this is how it touches. And if I put y is equal to 0, x will become minus 4. So this point is nothing but minus 4 comma 0. And if I put nothing but x equal to 0, y comes out to be 2. So I have exactly drawn it at the right point. So this becomes 0 comma 2. This is what is happening. Now what they're saying is find the area bounded by these two curves and positive coordinate axis. So what they want us to find is nothing but this area. If I want to solve it further, what I can do is I will have to divide this into two different areas. One area can be this part that happens between parabola and the axis, and the other area can be this one that happens between the line and the parabola. So how to go about this? Let us do this. So for finding area 1 in the second step, what we can do is nothing but we can take in this region that we have, we can take nothing but a horizontal element. So what we need to write is nothing but x1 minus x2 into dy integration. And you can see that this point is nothing but y variation is from 0 to 2. So here you can see that the first curve is nothing but this one, and this is nothing but y minus 2 whole square plus 1. From that we'll have to subtract the x's, that is nothing but x equal to 0. And then let us integrate this. So if I do so, what is the answer that I'm getting? This becomes y minus 2 whole cube by 3 plus y, and from 0 to 2. And if I do so, 2 if you put, this becomes 0. And 0 if I put, this becomes nothing but minus of minus 2 raised to the power 3 by 3. This becomes nothing but 2. If I simplify this first part, it is coming out to be nothing but 8 by 3 plus 2. That is 3 into 2, 6 plus 14 by 3. This is the answer of the first part. If I want to do the second part, I will have to find this other area. And for finding this area also, we will have to again take a horizontal element only. So this also we can write. Now here variation will happen from, we will subtract the y coordinates. So you can see that the higher y coordinate is with this, x coordinate is with this part. So again this becomes y minus 2 whole square plus 1 minus 2y minus 4 and dy. We'll find the value of a2 from here. Once you have got the value of a1, if you add it to a2, the answer that you get is nothing but 5. This is the technique to solve this kind of a question. Now you can see the next category of questions were nothing but moderate questions in the paper. If you look into moderate question, these are those questions that will generally involve two topics or concepts. What we are taking is those questions which had more than two topics. You can see here, find the number of common roots of both of these equations. So if you're looking to this question, it is very simple, I guess, to solve this second part. So if I take this one and refactorize it, this is what I get. And again, if you take this z plus 1 common from all of it, this becomes z square plus 1 minus z. This is nothing but 2z is equal to 0. So one value of z we are getting is minus 1. And for finding other value, we'll have to solve this equation. This is nothing but z square plus z plus 1 equal to 0. So you can see that what we are getting from here is nothing but two more roots of unity, that is omega and omega square. This is what we are getting. So we have figured out all the three roots, and such kind of questions came earlier also when you have been given question based on polynomial equation, and you will have to solve one of the equation, find the roots, and then do the second part. So this is a very common type, and I have discussed this in the quadratic equation part that I have discussed in one short series. Now all I need to do is satisfy the equations and check which of the option gets satisfied. You can clearly see that z equal to -1. This is not getting satisfied. So this is not the common root. Is nothing but z is equal to omega. If I check for this, this will become omega raised to the power 1901 plus omega raised to the power 100 plus 1. Now omega raised to the power 1901, if you add all of these three terms, all the terms, it is 11. So you can see that if I divide this by 3, what will happen? The remainder would be 2 here. This will become remainder, if I divide by 3, would be 1 here. So you can see that this is getting satisfied. There is no problem. Now let us check for z is equal to omega square. If I do it for this, this becomes omega raised to the power 2 into 1901 plus omega raised to the power 200 plus 1. So if I do this, this is nothing but, you can see that I just did. This is nothing but 3n plus 2 form. Omega raised to the power 200. If you take, this would have nothing but remainder as, if I divide by 3, so as again 2. And if I take this one, this is omega raised to the power 3n into 2 plus 4 omega square plus 1. So you can see that this also becomes omega raised to the power 4 plus omega square plus 1. That is nothing but omega plus omega square plus 1, and this comes out to be 0. So you can see that this again is a question that can easily be solved by finding the root. So the answer becomes nothing but option A, that is nothing but 2 roots common. If I move to the next part or the next question, it talks about a matrix, and in this matrix you can see that what we have is this kind of a relation between x, y, and z that is given to us. So first part they are talking about is nothing but the trace. So trace is nothing but the sum of the diagonal element. So if I want to find the sum of these elements, I will have to find x plus y plus z. Now for finding this or checking this statement, I will have, for this, if you equate this to some element k, so x will become nothing but k by sine theta. Second part will become nothing but k by sine theta. This is theta plus 2 pi by 3, and this will become k by theta plus 4 pi by 3. These are the values that we are getting. If I simplify this, this comes out to be nothing but k by sine theta plus k by sine theta into cos 2 pi by 3, that is nothing but sine theta. Cos 2 pi by 3 is minus 1 by 2 plus sine 2 pi by 3, that is root 3 by 2 into cos theta. And this third part becomes k by nothing but sine theta. Cos 4 pi by 3 is also negative, so this will also become minus 1 by 2 plus cos theta into minus root 3 by 2. These are the values that we are getting, and once you simplify this, now you can see that this is fine, this is sine theta only. In the second, if I take LCM, what you can see is what is different between these two is nothing but the minus sign. So in the numerator, you can see the second part will get cancelled out. This will become minus 2 sine theta by 2 divide by is this is positive, then this is negative. So minus sine theta by 2 whole square minus cos theta into root 3 by 2 whole square. And once you have written this, what you will realize is basically, even if I take LCM, this question, well, this will never be equal to 0. If I want to do it further, I will have to find adjoint of R. If I find adjoint of R, You can see that it becomes nothing but transpose of, so this becomes nothing but yz 0 0, and this will become x z, and this will become y x. This is 0 0 0. And if I take transpose also, it will not change. So this is what the adjoint is. And if I again want to find the adjoint, I will have to do this process one more time. And you can observe what happened was this and this got multiplied in the earlier part. So this again will happen, and this will become x square yz 0 0 0. Now y is square xz and z is square xy. This is what we are getting as adjoints, and transpose will not make any difference. Now what they want us to do is basically do this same process one more time. If I want to find trace of this new, let us call this as matrix B, it is going to be x square yz plus y square xz plus z square xy. So you can take nothing but xyz is common. So this becomes x plus y plus z. So now if you look into this part, you can see here that x plus y plus z is again coming, and this was not 0 in the first part also. So this statement also is false, and hence statement 2 here becomes the correct answer. Now, if I talk about this next question, it talks about number of real solutions of this. So if you put here x equal to 0, one option or one answer instantly we are getting. Now what we have to solve is the remaining part. So if I take x square on one side and take all of these moduluses on the other side, something interesting will happen. We will be able to apply graphical method to count the number of solutions. So what we can now do is we can draw the graph of the portion on the left hand side, which is quite easy, and that on the right hand side, that also would be easy only. So let us do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the graph of the things on the right hand side, and for this I will require few values of x, and corresponding to this we will get some values of y. So you can see that if I put nothing but x equal to 0 here, what we are getting is first term will become nothing but 12, the second will become nothing but minus 5, and the third will become nothing but again 0. So you can see that this comes out to be nothing but 12 minus 5, that is nothing but 7. So this becomes 7 when x is equal to 0. I am only looking into the value of this part when I put x equal to 0. And this becomes nothing but 7. Now in the next part, what I can do is I can put x equal to 1. If I put x equal to 1 in this part, this becomes 6 into 1 minus 0 minus 1. And you can see this also becomes 5. And then what I can take is another value, that is nothing but x equal to 2. And once I take this value, if I put 2, the first part becomes 0, next becomes 5, and this becomes 2, it becomes nothing but minus 7. Now I need to consider one value that is smaller than 0. So let us consider one value is nothing but minus 1. So if I put minus 1, let us see what kind of values am I getting. So if I put minus 1, this first part becomes 6 into 3 minus 5 into 2 minus 1. And this is 18 minus 10 minus 1. So this becomes nothing but 7. So this remains 7 only. And if I take a value that is greater than 2, this also will have to consider. So let us take a value 3. And if I put x equal to 3, let us see what I get. If I put 3 on the right hand side, this becomes 6 into 1 minus 5 into 2 minus 3. And if I do so, this is 6 minus 10, that is minus 4 minus 3 minus 7. This value remains nothing but minus 7. So now if I plot the graph, and it is not a very difficult graph to be plotted, let us mark all these points and join them by straight line. So we have values at minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. And 0 is, it is still 7. So the line will come like this till this point. And at 1, you can see that the value becomes 5. So it is decreasing. It becomes 5. And then if I move further, at 2, you can see that it becomes minus 7. So after here, it becomes nothing but minus 7 somewhere here. and then it remains -7, something like this. So this is what the graph of the second part is. This middle part might not be exactly straight. What we are saying is this is intersected by x square. Now x square is very simple to be drawn. You can see that there are 2 points at which it is getting intersected. Got it? So number of real solutions, if I talk about, so there are 2 real solutions from the second part and 1 from the, so there are total 3 solutions. So answer 2 becomes the right answer. If I move to the next part, what they're saying is they have given us 2 series, 2 summations, you can see. And what they want us is basically this relation. Also what they want is the value of n. And in this beta, in this summation, what I can do is I can multiply and divide by n plus 1. Now what is the benefit of that? That you will understand in a minute. So if I do this, this is NCR r plus 1. So all of these terms now gives us a breeding point to apply the property. So if I do it, what am I getting is nothing but n plus 1 CR plus 1 by n plus 1. And this is nothing but n plus 1 CR. So there is a very simple technique. I can take this 1 upon n plus 1 outside. And what this series becomes is nothing but n plus 1. It will start with 1 n plus 1 C naught. Then n plus 1 C2, n plus 1 C1. And then it will go till the last term, that is n plus 1 C, n plus 1 and n plus 1 Cn. So what is the result? So if I take 1 plus x raised to the power n, that is nothing but nc naught x raised to the power 0, nc1 x raised to the power 1 till ncn x raised to the power n. Reverse the order of terms. This is nc naught x raised to the power n, nc1 x raised to the power n minus 1 and go till the last term. And if I multiply both of these, what I am going to get is 1 plus x raised to the power n. And this term I will get when you can see that here, since the result is in terms of n plus 1, instead of n, let us write n plus 1 everywhere. So let us write n plus 1, n plus 1, n plus 1. So this is what we are getting. And the last term also let us write n plus 1. So what we have done is we have put, and here you can see that this will become 2n plus 2 here in the power. And what we want is when gets multiplied to nothing but, you can see that in the first one, this is getting multiplied to n plus 1 C. As a result, what you can see is the coefficient that we are generating is for x raised to the power n. So corresponding to that, the term that we are going to get is nothing but 2n plus 2 Cn. This we have got for the first part. Now in the second, if I do the similar kind of calculation, this is for beta. If I do the similar kind of calculation for alpha, so you can see that for beta, there was 1 upon n plus 1 waiting outside, so we can write that as well. This is what we have got. Now for the alpha part, what I can do is, again I can do the same thing for alpha. In this summation only, from r is equal to 0 to n, we can multiply by n plus 1. So this becomes n plus 1 CR plus 1 NCR. This we can, this we have done, and I have followed the same process that I did earlier. So this 1 upon n plus 1 can again be taken common. And now what you can do for the inside part, let us write this series. So this is n plus 1 C1 into nc naught, n plus 1 C2 into nc1, like this it will go on, so on and so forth. Now you can see that if everything is same, it is just that when we are multiplying the series, in the first one, we are starting with n plus 1. So this is n plus 1 C naught plus n plus 1 C1x plus n plus 1 C2 x square. But in the second one, we are writing x plus 1 because what we want is nc naught. So this is the only change that happened. In one, we are using n, and another one, we are using n plus 1. We can keep on writing this. Now you can see, if I multiply n plus 1 C1 is getting multiplied to nc naught. You can see as a result, x raised to the power n plus 1 will get generated. So what we want is in 1 plus x raised to the power 2n plus 1, we want the coefficient of x raised to the power n plus 1. Now this is quite simple to obtain. We can directly write the answer is nothing but 2n plus 1 Cn plus 1. Now once you have written that and done that, what you can do here is basically we can compare both the terms. So what they're asking is the ratio 4 alpha is equal to 7, 4 beta is equal to 7 alpha. So 4 in the third part, 4 beta is equal to 7 alpha. So 4 beta will become nothing but 2n plus 2 cn is equal to 7 alpha, and alpha came out to be 2n plus 1 cn plus 1. So now what you can do from here is we can simplify it a little bit. So if I write this down, it is 4 into 2n plus 2 cn. This is fine. And we can write this part as nothing but we can apply the property of NCR. So if I subtract this, this also becomes n. If I write it down, this is 4 into 2n plus 2 factorial, and this becomes nothing but 2n plus 2 factorial. This will become nothing but n plus 2 factorial and n factorial, and this becomes nothing but 7 into 2n plus 1 factorial and n plus 1 factorial and into n factorial. So n will get cancelled out. This will cancel and become n plus 2. This will cancel and become 2n plus 2. And now you can see that we have got a very simple equation that looks like 8n plus 8 will be equal to 7n plus 14. So the value of n comes out to be nothing but 6. So there are two parts in the question. We have to do the same thing twice in order to get to an answer. Now this is a straightforward question based on the concept of domain. So if I take this one, in order for this to exist, whatever is inside this first log, 2x plus 3 by 4x square minus x minus 3, this needs to be greater than 0. So for solving this, this is the first equation that we have, not the case one. What we need is basically VV curve method. So we can write this as x plus 3 by 2. We can factorize the denominator as well. So let us write the roots. It is 1 plus minus root of b square minus 4. So 4 into 4 into 3. So this is nothing but 16 into 3, 48 plus 1, 49. And this will come out to be 7 by 2a. So one root that we are getting from here is nothing but 1 plus 7 by 8. This becomes 1. And another becomes 1 minus 7 by 8. So this is minus 6 by 8 minus 3 by 4. So we can write this denominator as nothing but 4 times x minus 1 into x plus 3 by 4. Now you can apply VV curve method to solve this inequality. So if I draw using VV curve, one point is nothing but 1. Then there is nothing but minus 3 by 2, minus 3 by 4, and then minus 3 by 2. So this is how the wave comes. So plus, minus, plus, minus. We have got the solution for the first part. Now let us move to the next step. Next step talks about whatever is inside this inverse function needs to be between minus 1 and 1. So 2x plus 1 by x plus 2 should be between minus 1 and 1. Now we will have to solve this and this separately and then take their intersection to get to an answer. So if I take this first part, minus 1 is smaller than 2x plus 1 by x plus 2. So this can be written as nothing but 2x plus 1 by x plus 2 plus 1 is greater than 0. So if I take this, this becomes 3x plus 3 by x plus 2 is greater than 0. So from here you can see that what is the solution that you are getting. The one point is coming out to minus 3, minus 2 and minus 1. So we want values, so positive, negative, positive. So again we have figured out answer for this part. Now for the next part we have 2x plus 1 by x plus 2. This needs to be smaller than 1. We'll need to bring this 1 on the left hand side, and if I do that, this becomes x minus 1 by x plus 2 is smaller than 0. So we can see that the value will lie between minus 2 and 1. Now we can see that the second part, your answer for the first part was between, and this was the answer for the first part, and the second part it is between minus 2 to 1. So your common answer is coming to be this part. So we can see that from minus 1 to 1. So minus 1 would be somewhere here and 1 is here. So second part talks about this answer. So you can see that we have this intersection that is happening. So answer becomes minus 1, 2, minus 3 by 4. So alpha becomes, so this alpha becomes minus 1, minus 3, minus 1, and beta becomes minus 3 by 4. So if I put the values here, this will become minus 5 and minus 4 into minus 3 by 4. So you can see that the answer comes out to be minus 2. That is nothing but option. Lot of calculations in this question, and if you get one wrong, then the answer will not match. If I move towards the next part, it says that a function a is given as 1, 2, 3, 4. Then find the number of symmetric relations on a which is not reflexive. So it will become reflexive if I take ordered pairs like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, 4. If all of this come, then it is going to become reflexive. If something, so if all of them come, so now this can be present and absent in two ways. This can be present and absent. The total ways in which they can be present or absent is nothing but 2 raised to the power 4 or 16. In only one case, all of them is going to be present. So total ways it can become reflexive is nothing but 15. We have taken care of this part. But now they want it to be symmetric. For symmetric, what I can do is if I talk about other entries like 1, 2. So it will become symmetric when this and its counterpart is present. Only then it will become symmetric. Okay. So if I have this ordered pair, this is 1. How many such pairs can be made? So if I take this and this part, if I fill this in 4 ways, and this can be filled in 3 ways only. So you can see that total elements are 12. If I take both the elements as distinct, so 6 are of one type and 6 are of another type. Ordered pairs are nothing but 6. Now this needs to be either both present or absent. So corresponding to this, how many options are there? So there are 2 raised to the power 6 options. So if I take this 2 raised to the power 6 and multiply it with 15, I should ideally get my answer. So let us check whether it is working out fine or not. So 2 raised to the power 5 is 32 into 30. So this becomes 6, 960. So 960 is nothing but answer to this question. It is a very interesting question. If I move to this next question, it talks about functional equations. And if you observe, this functional equation is a very simple one. I will get this if I have nothing but function fx is nothing but sum a into x. Now what they have given is the value of 1. So the value of a here comes out to be 2024. Now what they want us is to verify which of the following conditions get satisfied. So if I take the first one, so if I write f dash of x, it comes out to be a, that is nothing but 2024. Let us substitute these values and check which of this option matches. So first option becomes x into 2024 minus 2024 into x. So I think this first option is getting satisfied. If I look into second, it is not getting satisfied. If I look into third, again not getting satisfied. So your A option becomes correct. It is very simple question. Just by observation you can do it. If I move to this next question, it talks about a function that is given as differentiable. If something is differentiable, it is bound to be continuous also. So using this I can find the value of A and B. So if I apply the condition of continuity, so 1 plus 3 plus A should be equal to B plus 2. And if I see this, what you will get is nothing but A 2 plus a will be equal to b. This is what I am getting from continuity. If I apply the condition of differentiability, the derivative of upper part becomes this. The derivative of the bottom part becomes nothing but b. This is nothing but f dash of x. This is for x smaller than 1. This is for x greater than 1. So if I want to check RSD at 1, LHD will become, if I put 1 here, so it becomes nothing but 5. RHD will come when we put here, this becomes b. You can see that for this to be differentiable, b should be equal to 5. If b is 5, the value of a here will come out to be nothing but 3. So now we have sorted the values of a and b. Now let us move to the second part. What they want us is integration of fx from minus 2 to 2. So this is the first part. Now we have figured out the function. So now your function looks something like this. Fx is equal to x square plus 3x plus 3. And nothing but b is nothing but the 5x plus 2. When x is smaller than equal to 1, when x is greater than. You can see that if I put 1, let us cross check once more. It comes out to be 7, 7. Yes, it is correct. And cross-checking is very important. Otherwise, you will end up doing the question and not getting the answer. Now, what we want to do is figure out this value. And now we can see that the function changes at 1. So we'll have to split this from -2 to 1, fx dx. And here, if you take this value, so you can see that this will take the first part, that is x square plus 3x plus 3. And for the second part, we'll have to go from 1 to 2. And here, this takes nothing but 5x plus 2. You can simplify this and you can see that the answer will come out to be nothing but 37 by 2. That is nothing but option A. Now, if I move towards the next part, next question is a very interesting question that talks about this multiple times composite function being taken. In such questions, usually will come out with a pattern if you just check it once. So if I do this, this becomes x upon 1 plus x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 4. And if I put it here, it becomes x raised to the power 4 plus 1 plus x raised to the power 4 raised to 1 by 4. And if you simplify, this comes out to be x plus 1 plus 2x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 4. So you can see that if I did this once, if I did this, this is 2 and here also 2 is coming. So if there is, in this question, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so you can write the value directly from using this pattern. So the value of this comes out to be nothing but x upon 1 plus 4x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 4. So you have got your function gx from here. So once you have got your gx, the next part of the question is nothing but integration. Now what we need to do is integration from 0 to 2 root 5 of this function. That is nothing but x cube by 1 plus 4x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 4 dx. So we can see that if I take this denominator and put it equal to t, this comes out to be 16x raised to the power 4 dx equal to dt. And once I put all of these values here, 0 if I put, this becomes 1, and 2 root 5, it becomes 1 plus 4 into 2 root 5 whole square, and this will become 20. So 20 into 4 is nothing but 80, and this becomes 81. And once I do this, you can see that 1 by 16 will come. This becomes a dt. And this becomes nothing but t raised to the power 1 by 4. If you simplify this, your answer will come out to be 13 by 6. And that is nothing but option. It is an extremely simple question based on multiple iterations of fx that are happening. If I look towards the next question, it talks about fx is a double differentiable function. And we can differentiate it twice. So that would mean f dash will also exist and f double dash of x will also exist. Both of these are there. Tangent at a point 1 comma f of 1, 3 comma f of 3 cuts the positive x-axis at pi by 6 and pi by 4. Then find the value of this part. Now see, this is a very simple question because if you want to do integration, here if I put this f dash of x as t, this becomes a t square plus 1 and dt is given to us. And now if I put f dash of x as t, my limits will also change. If I put 1, this becomes f dash of 1. And this becomes f dash of 3. And you can see that this is not a very difficult integration, t cube by 3 plus t. And then we'll have to put these values to get the answer. It is a very simple question. All I need to do is basically figure out the value of f dash 1 and f dash 3. Now what they have given is the tangent at the first point cuts the x-axis and angle path. So they have already given you this. So f dash of 1, they have given that is nothing but 10 of pi by 6. And this is nothing but 1 by root 3. And f dash of 3, they have given nothing but as 10 of pi by 4. That is the slope of the tangent. This comes out to be 1. If you put these values, this will simplify and your answer comes out to be nothing but 4 by 3 minus 10 by 9 root 3. And that is nothing but option A. If I look into this next question, it talks about a function fx. They have given this function. What they've also given is f of 0 is equal to minus 1. So if I put minus 1 here, f of 0 here, so you can see that this becomes a plus b. And this is given as minus 1. The first condition, this is what they have given to us. Second is, if I take f dash of x. So if I take f dash of x, let us do that. So 2a e raised to the power 2x plus b e raised to the power x plus c will come. And now they want us to put ln2 here. And if I do so, this is 2a e raised to the power 2 ln 2 plus b e raised to the power ln 2 plus c. And if I do so in the second part, now this becomes nothing but twice of a into 4 plus 2b plus c. And if I simplify, this is nothing but 8a plus 2b plus c, and this is given as nothing but 21. This is another thing that they have given us. So this becomes condition 2. And then what they're saying is this integral will also have this value. So now, and what they want us to tell is nothing but the value of a plus b plus c. Now if I do the third part of the condition, what I've got is 0 to ln 4, and what they are doing is this will become a e raised to the power 2x b e raised to the power x dx. This is nothing but given as 39 by 2. If I figure out this integration, it is e raised to the power 2x by 2 b e raised to the power x, limit 0 to ln 4. If I put this limit and simplify, let us see what do I get. So I get a into ln 4. If you put, this will become 16 by 2 b into 4, and if I put 0, this becomes a by 2 plus b, it equal to 39 by 2. So you have got 3 conditions and 3 unknowns. We can solve this and get the value of a plus b plus c. It comes out to be nothing but 8. So it is a simple but requires a lot of calculation to get to an actual answer. If you like this video, you will also like Pragbee's unique approach to teaching students or guiding students for the last mile journey. So if you are a student who has been preparing for 2 years and going to write this exam in 2024, this is one of the best ways and platforms that you can prepare with. Unlike other crash courses who focus on teaching 100% syllabus in just 2 to 3 months, which a student took 2 years to prepare, we have a different way to approach the problem. This process works on 3 very specific steps. In step 1, we start from you. What exact preparation have you done in the last 2 years, last 1 year, last few months? And what is the minimum amount of effort, areas, concepts and problems that required to be prepared to get a very good college from JEE Mains? In step 2, based on this customized plan that was prepared based on your strengths and weaknesses and the minimum path of least resistance that you can take to get into a very good college, we align you a one-on-one faculty, a faculty who is going to teach you as a student, keeping your needs into mind, where you are getting stuck in a topic, what kind of problems you cannot solve, and how to solve those problems in a very efficient and smart manner and convert that topic into tangible marks in JEE Mains. In step 3, we attach you to a test series, a testing platform where you can test yourself for each and every topic that you're preparing. You can write full syllabus tests and get an understanding that how this program is working for you, wherein the faculties can again sit with you and customize the plan based on your needs so that your score is getting maximized in JEE Mains exam. Using this program, Ashish was able to maximize his score in JEE Mains and JEE Advanced and was able to get into IIT Madras Mechanical in just a matter of 3 months. If you are one of those students who think that he has got the potential, who can make it, and he wants to have a smart and efficient approach at this point of time, which can maximize his or her result in JEE Mains exam, you can apply for this program in the link given in the description, and somebody from my team will get in touch with you and help you out. See you until next one.